It's a safe way, a safe way to contextualize the concept of forgiveness and letting go of suffering for yourself and others as well, without instilling a sense of fear and terror, and also contributing to the suffering of people. Because when I speak about forgiveness, I speak about it from the point of view of seeing the gratitude in every single experience you've had, every challenge, every moment suffering you've had, and to see the gratitude in that. And for so many people, one, that could be too soon a conversation, and two, some people never manage to get there. But it's safer when you talk about it from a context of forgiveness rather than seeing gratitude in that experience, and accepting the fact that there was great benefit to be gained from those experiences, no matter how horrible, no matter how much suffering you experience, there is treasure in them. And sometimes it's too painful for a lot of people. It's taken me many years to get to a point where I was able to identify that. And I see, for me, there's more benefit to focusing on the gold in those experiences than the suffering. And by allowing myself the space, the forgiveness to do that, I've been able to lead a really tremendous life, and for that I would never, ever change those experiences for what I've got today. I'm not talking about experiencing something horrific which created tremendous trauma and pain for you, and then for you to wake up the next day and feel great forgiveness or great gratitude or any sense of that whatsoever. It's important to go through that pain, feel it pain, allow it to infiltrate into your DNA, because you've got to embrace it. You've got to encapsulate the whole experience. You've got to allow yourself to feel that hurt and suffering, but allow yourself equally the time to heal. And when you're going through that healing, you're going through that slowly letting go, it's like delayering an onion. As you delayer that onion, suffering gets smaller and smaller and smaller, and when you get to the core, you can start picking out the gold, the benefits, the gratitude, and how you can start using those tremendous skills that you've learned to cope with that trauma or that suffering, and apply that skill and those tools that you've gained in your life today to create what you would love to create. When people hear this story and my details of the experiences that I've had, it is breathtakingly horrible, and they go into a very dark place. And there are two things that happen. One is really feel the horror of how anyone could do that to somebody else, how anyone could survive something like that, as horrible as that, how you could actually physically live through it. And then the other side is, and this hurts me, this pains me, and is that they minimize their own suffering because, my suffering is nothing like what she went through. And that is very often the inner dialogue that goes through people's minds when they hear my story. And for me, that's tremendously sad, because suffering is suffering. The extent of it is all subjective. Because whether you have suffered a loss of a child, a spouse, chronic disease, or lost your home, your job, lost your money, lost your wealth, whatever it is, we've all got our own journey, our own path in this life to go through and to overcome and to survive and thrive through. No matter what it is, it's the same for every single one of us. It just changes form and it changes extent from time to time. But at the end of the day, we all have a journey in this life. Yeah, it is so important to honor yourself, love yourself enough to honor yourself, to believe in yourself, trust in yourself, that your journey is your journey to get through and to go through, and not subjugate yourself to other people and your perception of other people's experiences and how other people are dealing with their challenges or the severity of other people's challenges, because yours is just as important, just as sacred as anybody else's.
During the horror, the experiences of the horror, I actually had inner peace. But when I escaped, when life would, to all intents and purposes, be ideal, because I made a great life for myself, I was in hell.
My first guest has a personal story that's very emotional and disturbing, but please stay with us, because most importantly, she'll share how she found peace and forgiveness for the man who kept her imprisoned for nearly 2 decades. When she was 3 years old, her father started molesting her. At the age of 9, he was raping her. Judy was the oldest child with 5 siblings. Her parents fought both verbally and physically. Her mother would often move out of the house, leaving Judy at her father's mercy. Here to tell her story is Judy van Niekerk.
On the one hand, there is tremendous loneliness and hurt, but on the other hand, there's a tremendous journey you take that whenever, and everybody has experienced challenge of some form or another. When you're going through that challenge, you take a powerful journey inside yourself, and you become so connected to your spirit, to your core, that you actually find tremendous peace in that. Because I had this ritual that I would do, and I mentioned it, that I would connect with something so deep inside of me that gave me tremendous inner peace during that horror, during that crazy madness going on. The more I connected with that inner self, that almost like my you would love. Know what it is that lights your fire. Know who you are. Know what you're about, what your potential is, what your capabilities are, and to know that you can apply that every single day you are living your life to your maximum potential. Every decision you make is congruent with what it is your ultimate goal is, what your vision is, and what you ultimately want to achieve in life. Get sucked out of us is an appreciation and a pride in who we are and what we are and what we stand for. And we lose touch with our authentic selves in a desperate bid to be accepted. Nobody is all bad. Nothing is all bad. Because remember, we consciously register what supports our value. And we filter and file into our subconscious what challenges our values. So according to whatever our beliefs are, we will react to that challenge, and we will struggle to find the benefits.
A dear colleague of mine is going to be speaking to you for a few minutes. You're going to really love her. Her name is Judy van Niekerk, and her topic is Charge Your Challenges. Charge Your Challenges. She's an Amazon best-selling author of Against the Grain, which she co-authored with the world-famous Brian Tracy. Say who. I know. She's the founder of the Sacred Leadership Institute, the transformational training platform for entrepreneurs that exponentially grows their income, their life, and their success. She's a serial entrepreneur, she's a social entrepreneur, she's a colleague of mine, she's a friend of mine, she's a professional speaker, and you're going to really love her. She's just got a gigantic heart. A gigantic heart. So Judy, come on up and amaze my
in life, maybe you will relate to this, you feel overwhelmed. You feel like you're drowning in life. You feel like you want to push a pause button because life is running ahead of you before you get a chance to get on top of it. Like life and time is running away from you. You're overpowered, overwhelmed with the phenomenal speed of which life is going. Like you wake up one day and you think, where's my childhood dreams? Where have they gone? is what you know. Maybe you wake up someday and you know there's a potential inside of you that is so deep, so powerful, but it's not reflected in your outside life because you're just trying to chase and catch up and stay on top of things. You're out of control. Raise your hand if you can resonate with some of that, or you know somebody who would resonate with that. Is that okay? Yeah. The thing is, the science of the inner has been lost, long forgotten, since the evolution of Newtonian science. We have become more and more dependent on outer technology as the years have gone by, which has locked down our inner technology, the powerful sense of intuitive, sacred, divine being of who we are. We have sold our soul to outer technology. No longer we look for outside affirmation, outside of us all the time for answers. Our challenges that we experience as we go through life, we look for outward reasons. It's their fault, that fault, this reason. We blame the hand we have been dealt. We become overwhelmed in our challenges, constantly looking outside. We don't turn it inwards. We're living as a result in a competitive world, fiercely competitive. Racing against time. That competitiveness, survival of the fittest, erroneously attributed to Darwin. If you read Darwin's book, Origin of the Species, you will see that Darwin never actually said anything to do with the survival of the fittest. He was referring to an experiment with birds, not bees and ants.
So next we have Judy van Niekerk. Did I get that right? Perfect.
Thank you, Judy, and thank you for demonstrating a woman who's taken significant challenges and turned to opportunities and now making a massive difference in the world and bringing your heart and your spirit and your wisdom out into the world, because you've demonstrated what we've talked about today. And so you're exemplifying, as Albert Einstein said, exemplification is the greatest teacher. You're exemplifying what's possible for all human beings. So thank you.